Welcome into the program.
I don't know why I hooed.
Yeah, usually you go woot woot.
Yeah, whoop whoop.
Which I don't know why you do that either.
I don't know either.
Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's unacceptable and slightly racist, but I don't understand why you always do it that way.
Hey, speaking of racism,
welcome into the show,
everybody.
We've been gone for a week.
Why is there a social media push that says like Nick Bosa's racist?
Oh, back when he was getting drafted to San Francisco, that was in that age where everybody went back in your Twitter feed to find something to ruin you.
Okay.
And it was like a tweet he sent out when he was like 14 years old.
And it had something. I don't
remember what it was.
Because when there was a tweet, it was like the first Super Bowl that has two black quarterbacks going against each other.
Yeah.
And somebody quote tweeted it. And it was Nick Bosa not watching the Super Bowl, and it was the gif of Steve Carell going, no,
yeah.
God, no. And I'm like, is he racist?
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what the tweet was, but that was a big, because it was kind of especially with the way San Francisco kind of is.
Yeah.
It was like, you can't draft this guy, he's super racist. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And the tweet was, I don't even remember what it was. He was 14 years old.
Yeah. I don't honestly had no clue. That's why I asked. I figured you would know.
Which I do, because I know most.
Yeah.
But, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It wasn't something like that.
It wasn't like the only tweet.
That.
It wasn't like the only time I saw it. Like, it was a bunch.
Yeah.
It's like, Bosa's not watching the Super Bowl.
You'll see a lot of like when Hulk Hogan was, when the other wrestling, like he left WWF and went to the other one.
Okay.
He did it was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It was the NWO. Mm-hmm. And like on one of their panel vans outside of the arena, like where, the director and stuff are.
Yeah.
He takes a black can of spray paint and it's a white van and he spray paints NWO. Mm-hmm. But there's a still shot that he just spray paints the N and they stop it. And it's like, every time something happened, it's like, yeah, Nick Bosa.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just like, all right.
Gotcha.
And I don't think he said the N word. I don't think.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know. Said something some super 14-year-old kid would say, but apparently it's supposed to ruin the rest of your life, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, he's got to be that way. It's like, well, he's in a locker room.
Yeah, with a lot of black guys.
Yeah. I mean, like, and he doesn't seem like they beat his ass all the time. So.
Yeah, and he went to high school in Florida, which a lot of black people live in Florida. So
So it was like,
imagine he's okay with black people.
Yeah. That's just one of those weird things, how it gets on a tick.
Yeah.
Somebody gets labeled racist because of something they did.
Yeah. I just didn't know.
I think it was in that same time frame of when they fired Kevin Hart from the Oscars over a tweet that he'd sent 10 years prior.
About like Jews or something?
No, it was about gay people.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And they brought it up again, got him fired because he wouldn't apologize. But it was also like he'd already apologized for it like a year before.
Yeah.
Of like, I was an idiot. And I, and they're like, well, you need to apologize again.
Yeah.
Like,
I already did.
I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. I had no clue.
It's the same thing that'll happen to all of us. That's why I clean my Twitter every once in a while. I'll get through there and I don't tweet enough to have anything. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing embarrassing. I mean, there's plenty of embarrassing stuff, but just tweets that I thought were funny that just didn't pan out. They just didn't hit the mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we gained 2 followers from all of your tweeting.
We're fucking killing it.
Yeah, I know we are. They'll probably unfollow us next week, but they'll probably
keep after it. We're going to keep after it.
We gotta do it. You've been way better than I have about doing it. And because I think people love your graphics that you put out there.
Yeah.
Like the Lions one really got some traction there.
Yeah.
That one was nice. That one was funny.
I'm pretty happy with that one.
Is that a South Park one?
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's PC Principle.
Yes, all right. That's what I thought. I was like, that looks familiar. No, it was good. Your graphics are fun and I like them. I just try to find like GIFs because I don't know how to do a graphic.
Well, I got a GIF game. My GIF game for the most part is what happens because I do a lot of comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been starting to do a lot of comments too, just in case, because like the actual tweets, they don't get anything because nobody sees it because we don't have a lot of people that follow us.
And I hate the hashtag. The hashtag thing looks so fucking desperate, but if you don't do it and you don't have a ton of followers, you're not getting, nobody fucking sees it. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I don't hashtag shit, but I want to have like the feed filled up with decent stuff because when you make a good comment, you'll get profile visits. So hopefully they'll see, hey, these tubby fellas are funny.
They're funny.
But I was taking a look. I didn't text you. But the only issue with your comments of why you wouldn't get any traction is because they're comments on something that happened like 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I know. That's just the way that fucking Twitter, and I don't ever forget. I see it and I laugh.
You don't ever flip over to get the current feed,
ones.
Which on the wide side, we're not following enough people. Yeah. Because this is, like, gets to a point, it's like, so you're telling me nobody's tweeted in 15 minutes? Well, we only follow like 200 people, so probably not.
Yeah.
So
gotta get that follow game up.
I had one where I think I had like 9,000 impressions and like 9 profile visits. Of like,
Yeah.
Now the Dan Campbell one.
Yeah,
I had like 30 or 40 likes or whatever. I mean, it was no followers out of that.
No, I know. This is weird.
And I had one yesterday. I got some retweets, and all it was a GIF.
Yeah. People are starting to notice.
So I had one loaded, and I'll say it here, but like nobody teed it up. Of like somebody doing some, like NBA. I was, because games were happening, so I'm waiting on somebody to say something about somebody. It's like I have a response already loaded, but I'm looking for the right tweet to drop it on. And it was about, being he's the type of guy also that enjoys dry hand jobs. It was it's a response that I'm waiting for, but I couldn't get
I couldn't get something to comment that on.
And if you do that, like, you got to be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be
one of the top.
You got to be like, you got to have that comment in there, like within the first 2 minutes of them dropping something. So when I'm not working, I'm on Twitter quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I also don't like anything, nor do I hardly ever retweet anything unless I have something to come on top of it with.
Yeah.
Like ejaculate.
Yeah.
You gotta come on it with ejaculate. I thought I felt pretty good about the top 5 catchers list that I put out yesterday.
Yeah, that was funny. I think Jake Taylor's got to be number 1.
No.
Yeah. I figured he would be number 1 for you.
Not really. I'm more of a Crash Davis guy.
Oh, okay.
I think he got fucked over by the big leagues because they didn't want his style of baseball anymore. Plus, he helped the guy get to the majors.
What about David Spade and benchwarmers? I thought.
See, that was the thing. I was trying to think about all the catchers of like. I could have done a top 10. I thought about doing a top 10. Then it was like, could I come up with 10 catchers?
Can I get 5 more?
Then can I make the graphic?
Yeah.
To where you could even see the pictures of it.
Yeah.
I thought people would like the Dottie Henson thing. She was a quality catcher.
Yeah. It's a lot of different viewpoints too. Yeah.
Rube Baker.
Yeah.
He's got to be 4 because run through spots where you can't get the ball back to the pitcher. That's a fucking problem. I mean, that is still one of the best things of like, he got kicked in the nuts by the horse. And he's like, then the next week my mama died and I didn't care about my balls hurting anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? That's like, people shit on that. Like the I think the Major League sequels are underrated. Like Major League 2.
2's it's good, but I haven't watched anything past 2.
The downfall of 2 is the Omar Epps.
Yeah.
Of like, this hadn't been far enough apart for you to have to switch it up like that. But I think Wesley Snipes was doing something that
Blade.
Yeah, was that what it was? Was
Blade?
That where he was?
Or is he in jail?
Probably pretty close. No.
Okay.
He didn't go to prison till later.
Okay, it might have been Blade. Or
he got in
U.S.
that run.
Marshals. When he did U.S. Marshal, maybe?
He had U.S. Marshal. He had Murder at 1600. Like he was hitting a run.
Lockup was probably around there too.
Where he was starting to get into some.
Him and Stallone, I like that one.
And I like Omar Epps. It was just like.
You mean Mike Tomlin?
Yeah. It's a little too close to make that change. The Tanaka character is funny.
Yeah.
The second time he knocked himself out this game.
A baseball movie I thoroughly enjoy is the kid with the broken arm.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Rowan Gardner.
Yeah, and Rowan Gardner. What is that called? Is that Rookie of the Year? Yeah, Rookie of the Year. I like that one. The fucking pitching coach, obviously Marv from Home Alone. God, he's fucking funny.
Another one that I like, because I was going to do top 5 hitters.
Yeah.
But like my number one hitter was going to be Ken Griffey Jr. because he's actually in Little Big League.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't fucking argue it.
No,
I mean,
he's in it.
And like, I think Jay Buhner was in it too.
Yeah. Little Big League. Which one's that one?
Where the grandpa dies that owns the Twins.
Yes. Okay.
And then he ends up owning the Twins then making himself the coach.
Yes.
Then he gets the phone call at school.
Yeah.
About, like, they pull him out of class because they want to see if they want to trade for Ricky Henderson. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yes.
That's when that comes out and you're a kid, it'd be like, can't my grandparents own a team and then die, I guess, so I can own the team and make these decisions.
I'd love to be pulled out of math class.
Yeah. Yeah, Rookie of the Year is fucking great. I love that movie.
Yeah.
When he slaps the doctor in the
face. Oh, God,
and
breaks his fucking nose. Yeah. He just says stuffy butt muncher or something like that. Funky butt muncher. There's a lot of good baseball movies out there.
That way he's late to the first practice. He's like, you find $7,500.
Yeah.
Like, what? Wasn't that much. It's like $500 or $250. Like, what? You know how much allowance that is? Float it.
Yeah, float it. Oh,
I love, like, because, you know, the guy, what the fuck is that guy's name? For the Yankees, the first baseman that keeps hitting home runs.
Yeah.
See ya. Mm-hmm. Where he's like grinding sawdust into it. It's like, hey, we need a big bad guy to be like a big home run hitter. Let's just get this guy with stubble. Just get a fat guy.
Yeah.
And we'll say that he's super athletic. I'm like, that's what it is. Yeah, it's just like a fucking tubby guy that looks mean.
Yep. Spitting, got a big old chaw in. Just, what's up, kid?
Yeah, I give it to Crash Davis mainly for the fact, too, of Kevin Costner. I mean, like the best baseball movies like he made. Kind of. I mean, like for adults.
Yeah, okay, for adults, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not making little... But when you look
Bull
at...
Bull Durham's good, yes.
Bull Durham.
Yes.
The Cornfield Game.
Yeah, Angels in the Outfield.
That's not that.
No,
that's not that at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, could have been called that.
Yes. Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams.
Angels. I mean, technically, they were ghosts, I guess. The fucking Angels in the Outfield's fucking underrated, too.
It is. Danny Glover is a baseball
coach. That guy just saved a home. He flew 50 yards. How the fuck did he?
Yeah, how did he do that?
But, yeah, you have Field of Dreams, and then he had the one where he's later in life where he's throwing the perfect game for the love of the game.
For love of the game, yeah.
Then he did another one where he was a radio host and he was a retired baseball player.
Yeah, what one was that one?
That was like he was a drunk and he was banging some chick that was also a drunk, but also a train wreck of some sorts.
Seems like a Costner movie.
Yeah.
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 He's a quality baseball guy.
Yeah.
I know you only love him because he was with like some Native Americans for a while. Like you love that.
Was it Waterworld?
What's that movie?
I don't know.
Well, it was listed as one of your favorite movies back when we used to do WideSide Cinema.
When he was with Native.
Dancing with Wolves.
I didn't like that.
The fuck you didn't? I thought you had it in your top 10.
I mean, no.
Was that a false fucking top 10 that you just went, well, I won an Oscar, so I'll put it in here because I'm a fucking loser?
Oh, yeah. It sounds like me. Yeah. Spot on impression.
Fucking, I'm going to put it at number 5 right behind Angels in the Outfield.
I've never seen Dances with Wolves.
I could have swore you put that on your fucking list.
Are you joking right now? Or
no,
are you dead serious?
I'm fucking serious.
No, I've never seen Dances with Wolves. I remember when we did the list, but
I think we went through eras, though, didn't we?
We did. We went through like.
I thought you had that in your 90s list or whatever.
No, I literally have never seen that movie.
It's not as good as people say. It's long as fuck.
Well, so is Open Range. God, have you ever watched that one?
I don't even know what that one is.
It's him and they're ranchers and they don't want people to take their land. That's basically that.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God, there's like these people trying to take their cows and stuff, and they have like a war over it.
I'm never watching that fucking show. I get so sick and tired of people. Hey, it's good. It's like, is it?
Did you finish The Mayor of Kingstown?
No, I've only watched like 3 episodes.
Me too. I think I'm on episode 3. Did you think of, it's been out for a while. I'll say it. 1, can't believe the main character got shot in the back of the head first episode. I was like, wow. Well,
then you feel it and go, all right, well, apparently he's not the main character.
I thought he was the mayor. Well, I start it, and then I go immediately to IMDb, and I'm like, I want to see who's all in this, see if I know anybody, and I couldn't remember his real name.
Kyle something.
Kyle Chandler or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's not in the top 10 of actors in this thing. And I just keep scrolling, and it says Kyle Chandler, 1 episode. I'm like, the fucker dies right here? What the hell?
Pretty quick.
Yeah. And then I did not see the beginning of episode 3 happening where the kid just blows up and then gets... Oh, yeah. I was like, wow. Seems a bit dark.
Yeah, that's the last episode I seen.
Yeah, seems a bit dark there.
I think I was watching that before football games came on.
Okay.
And it's like, I got to stop. You know? Because I think season 2, just came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like, I needed something to watch. I'm like,
yeah. I was like, oh, it's interesting. I didn't think they'd go there.
All right.
They kill the main character. Kid blows up and it's still on fire when they go to put it out.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, it's a good. I'm not so sure that guy didn't create that show.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having a good run.
Real good run. Tulsa King's going to get a 2nd season. I liked that one.
Yeah.
Good. Stallone's a badass in that one. Yeah. I like this side of Stallone.
They better get a 2nd fucking season because the way they fucking left it.
I want him to really kill that bald guy. I've never liked him in anything he's ever been in. Yeah. And I hated him when he was in Entourage and like those 3 episodes where he played SWAT. He was in SWAT. He's a bad guy in SWAT.
He's never been a good guy.
Never been a good guy. He's always been some kind of...
I wonder if that sucks for them. It's like, hey, I know I'm not I don't have leading man looks, but can I just be on the winning side once? Yeah. I mean...
Technically, he didn't lose.
Yet. I mean, I feel like he's got to.
Yeah.
Or the show's going to be... It's going to be a weird show if he wins.
Yeah. It's no longer called Tulsa King.
Yeah. It's like a New York King. The fucking Tulsa Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be... Well, it's one of those, how long can you... They're like, well, we got 4 or 5 seasons written. It's like, well, your main character's fucking in his 70s.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes.
And Stallone does a lot of fucking roids and shit. Yeah. I mean, are you sure his heart's not going to explode before you tell this fucking story?
My favorite is when he bangs the chick. How old are you? 75. Oh my God. This dude just freaks out.
I fucking love that. First, then later in their office and they show the picture of him. She's like, oh no.
Yeah.
It is the only thing. If you haven't watched Tulsa King, you don't want this spoiled, just fucking skip through it or whatever. Yeah. Not that this is anything, because I think it's also in the first episode of when he goes to that spot and the homeless lady's like, if you stand there, you can talk and nobody can hear you. Like kind of how the acoustics of it are. Mm-hmm. In my mind, my only thought is she's fucking with him and he's going to admit to a murder. Yeah. And everybody can hear him. Like, wait, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I killed all these people. Like, hey, what?
It's a murder.
Well, she told me you couldn't hear. Look, well, she's also living out of a fucking grocery cart. Yeah. So maybe don't listen to her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good shows.
Now the guy that plays the weed guy character.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah,
he's just enough comedy in the show to keep it grounded. And I like him and everything because he's got that deadpan kind of.
Yeah, him and Knocked Up. I love him in Knocked Up.
Yeah. I think, do you ever watch, I think he's the guy that plays him, if it's Life in Pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
I think at the one house, the guy that's the exterminator or whatever.
He might be,
I think that might be him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I wasn't peeking. What are you doing? I was peeking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is awesome. Man, we gotta. But I think of probably watch some episodes of Kingstown tonight, maybe.
Yeah,
Try to get on that run. I'll probably run through it over the weekend because I got fucking nothing going on.
I got a couple things that I want to watch. I want to finish the second Black Panther. I started that today.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Is it?
It's on
like a bunch of black people.
Yeah. Oddly enough, yeah. I mean, they're in Wakanda, so I'm interested.
It's the sister, right?
Like I think so. I think so.
You probably haven't gotten to that.
I haven't gotten to that point. They just met the bad guy, the underwater guy, so I haven't.
Gotcha.
I'm only like 30 minutes into it.
Because I like the first. Obviously, the first one was very good, and I liked the sister.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know how they.
I don't know if it's the sister or the girlfriend.
I was thinking it was the sister because she was kind of the genius.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen the second one, and I also didn't watch any of the series to see how they actually killed him off.
Well, they do it in the movie.
I thought they did it in the series.
Now this he dies of basically cancer in the movie at the beginning.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I just watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
I was watching.
That's how it starts out. It's like the first 10 minutes is him like
the Winter Soldier and Captain America TV show.
I think actually like the guy was still alive when that first came out.
No.
Oh.
No, he died a while ago. He died not long after the original one came out.
Well, that's not true because he was in the Avengers, the fourth one.
That didn't come out much longer after.
Oh, like 2020, 2021, and he died. Chadwick Boseman.
It's before that.
All right, I'll look it up.
Well, because COVID hit, and I went to the theater and watched those. The theaters weren't open in that time frame.
Let's see. When did 2020 passed away in 2020?
Because I was
August 28th, 2020 is when he passed away.
Because I was thinking in like the Winter Soldier TV show that one of the bad guys in that, like they were accusing him of killing him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they could have.
So that's why.
They could have. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch that.
I was kind of wondering that of like, how do you?
They basically
because you can't recast that character. I mean,
no. He in the movie where it starts out with basically he has a disease and the sister's trying to figure out a way, and then he ends up going before she can figure out a way of.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, they did a nice. I mean, yeah, it was a thing for Black Panther, but you could tell like it was a very memorialized thing for him. I mean, it was. I thought it was a nice little.
Yeah, you got to do it. I mean, it was such a good fucking movie.
And he was a really good Black Panther, I guess. I mean, I thought, and I wanted him to do this with, because they in the first Black Panther they said you can go into like the Death Valley or wherever they call it, the spiritual valley, and pull people out. I thought they were going to do that and bring Michael B. Jordan to be that would have been badass.
Yeah.
To be the Black Panther, because he finally like understood what was going on, and wasn't trying to murder them all.
Yeah, that was. Even though I don't really like him because of the way he fucking talks, the way he fucking runs at the mouth. Fuck out of here! He
said one comment. Calm down.
I mean, but it's such a bad one.
I know, because it's one comment about fighting.
I was hoping that's the way they would have went.
Yeah,
because I think he could to run that longer.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I do think it's either the sister or the girlfriend who does it. And
obviously, I don't know much about the comic books of that, but I assume obviously they would be okay with the sister being Black Panther. But at some point in time, the nerds are going to be up in arms of like, well, she wasn't, so they need to find and move on to well, hey, the guy tragically fucking died. I mean,
yeah.
That is fucking ruthless watching that interview on that red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I'm dead already.
Yeah.
And but she didn't know what he was talking about, but he fucking did.
Nobody did. They're like, what the hell is he talking about?
No, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Of like, well, I'm not say that. No,
I am. I'm 100%.
Like, this is, might be the last thing I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in, because didn't he play,
he did a lot of those, like a lot of the biopic.
Like that 20, he did Jackie Robinson, which was awesome.
Great movie. And then he did James Brown.
I'd never seen that.
Neither did I. And then he was in, he played the linebacker in Draft Day.
Yep.
He had his own Netflix movie where he played a badass.
And he was in that. I think he was a detective in that, like 27 Bridges or whatever.
Yeah,
I never seen
like that. No,
but people said it was okay.
Good, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's fucking. He did those two
kind of weird of just hitting his run.
Yeah, fast too, because you didn't hear about him. And then you saw Jackie Robinson, or you saw 42, and I was like, this guy's in fucking everything. Yeah.
Well, that was the same way of like you get something like that. Somebody goes on and obviously dies of cancer, but that was the same. Oh, I think it was a Showtime show about Spartacus.
Oh, okay.
Like the first 2 seasons of Spartacus was like, oh, this is awesome. Then you start watching the 3rd season, it's like, well, that's not Spartacus. It's like, oh, the main character died of cancer.
Oh, okay.
Of like, how does it?
Yeah.
Guy was like fucking 35.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like,
well,
Jesus.
Hell, this guy, Chadwick Boseman, looked fantastic, and he was 43. I would never have guessed that he was that old. I thought he was like 30, 31, Yeah. But I have that one. I want to finish that one, and then I want to watch the 3rd episode of The Last of Us. I haven't watched that one from last Sunday, and
yeah, I don't know if I'll watch that or not.
You probably won't.
Probably not.
Yeah, you've already said it. Yeah, you're not a zombie guy, so.
And I never played the game, so.
Yeah, that's one of the cool parts. Like, the game was there. When you play like games and stuff, there's like those. What do you want to call it? Like where it kind of like fades away, and then there's like a storyline to it. Like,
yeah,
it was such a cool game to play with that. It's probably one of the last video games I ever played. But
when that was a kid that works for me, he's pretty big into it because he was into the game, and he's like,
it's pretty accurate.
Like, it's pretty good. Like kind of going with the game.
Yeah, they said the 3rd episode, the 2 characters that it's about are add-ins for the TV show, so it kind of skews away from the game.
They were in the game though.
They were in the game, yeah.
They were a side story.
Story in the game
that you might not have seen if you just
Yeah.
So I know who one of the characters is. And I struggle.
Yeah.
Seeing him as anybody else besides fucking Ron Swanson.
I know. Well, they're gay too, and I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
know,
are they?
Yeah, in the episode, I didn't know that they were gay in the game. I'm
sure they were not.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I guarantee they weren't.
No. But yeah, him as anybody else other than Ron Swanson, I struggle with. Yeah,
you hear that voice, like, trying to take down the government from inside the Parks Department. That's such a good fucking show.
Oh,
that's probably one of those shows that I've probably watched more than.
Yeah,
like I've rewatched that probably 2 or 3 times.
It's great.
That and I just rewatched again that Rules of Engagement with David Spade and stuff. That's such a good fucking show.
David Spade's good.
It's like to the point of like I've probably watched that series 3 times and still like audibly laugh at stuff of like I mean that's just and you wonder like you watch a sitcom like that of like and then you watch what they put on TV now of like why aren't you writing shit like this?
Yeah, I don't
because it's obvious it's very funny, but you're not like all the other shows are like.
Like there's no comedy shows anymore. It's all drama or something. Like give me some laughs, man.
I don't know if they're scared to do it now, just with the climate of things. But it's like his character is funny in that because he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah,
that's the joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can't have somebody womanizing. Like no, that's the joke. Is that all of his friends are like you're a scumbag.
Yeah,
that's what's funny about it because he is.
Yeah. That he plays that in a lot of stuff too, and it's funny. He's got the look though.
Well, and it's like kind of in real life.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he dated Heather Locklear. I mean,
pulled some tail,
got some trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was. I listened to him. He was on with like Tom Segura, and like filling in for Bert doing Two Bears. Which is awesome. I love when that happens when Bert's not there.
Yeah.
Because I can actually watch it. Of like, so I watched an episode last night where Tom was out of town, so it was Bert, and he had Tony Hawk of like, hey, I kind of want to listen to Tony Hawk talk about his fucking stories, not yours.
Him. Yeah.
Well, when I was skateboarding, it's like, well, you're not a skateboarder.
No.
You're fucking not. That's Tony. That's the greatest ever.
Quit comparing what you do to
like
him.
Skateboarding doesn't exist if it wasn't for, I mean, it exists, but not
the way it was. There's no
if
video
he didn't
game.
come out with that fucking game. Like, I wanted to learn how to skateboard. I played the fuck out of Tony Hawk.
So did I. Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't skateboard. I was too top heavy. Yeah. way too heavy. The board slid out from underneath me.
Fucking.
I cracked my ass.
My fucking hip.
This is stupid. I hate this.
You actually get going a little bit. You hit a fucking rock. Like can eat the pavement.
Yeah, God, I hate
God
this.
damn it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the skateboards that they use, and then you look at the one that you got, one of the big, looks like a fucking surfboard of like.
How are you standing on that?
Well, that's you don't do tricks with this. That's why. Well, it was a funny story because he knew David Spade a little bit because David Spade in Police Academy was a skateboarder kid that got busted.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was his body double to do the skateboarding tricks.
Yeah.
Got fired.
Because he wasn't very good at it?
No.
Oh.
Because it was like he was still in high school and he was well known in high school. Like he was competing and stuff. But he hit a growth spurt, he grew like 4 inches in like a month and a half. And it's like, you're too fucking tall, man. So he's like, and Bert was like, I've never heard that story. He's like, well, I don't think David tells that story of the fact that I grew a few inches and couldn't play him because I'm too tall. I mean,
funny.
Yeah, David Spade is telling stories about how they shot Tommy Boy and shit like that of like not knowing if that was going to be anything. And then
funny. Yeah.
And he said something talking to like somebody that's still one of the studio heads or whatever, saying like that's like, still like the most profitable movie they've ever made. Just 'cause, like DVD sales and shit of like.
I think I have the DVD.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. It still holds up.
Oh, it's still funny.
I think the one that didn't do as well I love Black Sheep.
It's funny.
I think I
do love Black Sheep. There's one Chris Farley movie, and I don't know if anybody has really seen it unless you have like, as a kid, it was tagged on to like DirecTV, like the Encore movie channels.
Yeah.
And it was the Almost Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But I guarantee 90% of people have never seen that movie.
Dude, when they're going down that river and that fucking squirrel, what's it got in its mouth? And they just fucking unload all their fucking
taste, huh?
He keeps eating the fucking eggs. She's like, I only needed the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a lot of people. That movie got shit on hard.
Oh, yeah.
Of like, it's kind of funny. I mean,
plays the fat, drunk, dumbass.
Yeah.
You know,
everybody goes to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So they end up like,
yes.
I've
heard the food is fantastic.
Yeah. And then when you get to the coast, it's just like,
yeah. So it's a funny story, and it happened. Obviously, I am in a history class most of my day.
Okay.
And it's 8th grade American history, and they're talking about Lewis and Clark. That's where we're at in the book. And after class, I'm talking to the main teacher. And I'm like, for about I don't know, 5 or 6 years, the first time I ever saw a story of Lewis and Clark was a Simpsons episode.
Okay.
And Lenny and Carl play Lewis and Clark. So for about 8 years, I thought one of them was black in real life. That's not a joke. I'm like, is it Lewis? Because, Lenny and Carl played Lewis and Clark. So for the longest time, I thought one of those guys was black. And then I found out that is not the case. I thought that was a funny thing.
Like you should have known that way before.
Yeah. No, I guess I should listen to The Simpsons.
That was well, then like you find out, like obviously because they kept, notes and shit like that of like the things that they leave out of like when they made trades to tribes and stuff to get dogs to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
these dogs are sacred for these.
They were buying puppies to eat them. It was like, yeah, like there wasn't no fucking Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
To go. I mean, like he kind of needs some food.
Yeah, but just as soon as they start talking about Lewis and Clark, I just had to laugh to myself. I'm like, it's a funny thing.
I love like, obviously I'm a big history fan, but shit like that of like
the stuff they don't ever say about.
Well, not even that, but just the fucking thought of that.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
And see if we can make to another ocean.
Why? Yeah, just to be.
Is there anything out there? No,
nothing out there.
How are you gonna survive? Don't know. Probably won't.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go.
Yep.
I'm like, fucking what?
Yeah. I'll go.
Yeah. And like there's like I don't want to go on the other side of 75.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's way down there, man. What if there's traffic and this fucking, I miss that stoplight again. Yeah. To sit here for another 2 minutes. Some asshole on their fucking phone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're important. Their text message.
Yeah.
They to read.
They can't read.
Fucking cocksuckers. Texting their wife. Yeah. I'll get your tampons. Don't worry. Which I assume is what most of them are saying in their cars.
You're not wrong.
I find that weird because that was, talking about sitcoms. Like that was always a funny thing too of like this, the husband would not buy the tampons because it was like embarrassing. It was like, why is that embarrassing? I don't understand.
They're not for me. Yeah. It's clearly.
I like to put them in my butt when I have the shits. I'm like,
you get a lot of nosebleeds, okay?
Yeah. I'm like, why the fuck? He's like, I can't go in there and buy that. Now. Yeah. Like, fucking why?
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're okay going in and buying small condoms.
Yeah. That was a thing.
Do you have any smaller than this?
This one doesn't fit.
These are always so baggy. I like them baggy. I don't know.
Baggy.
That's why I don't wear skinny jeans. I like my stuff. I like it to fit baggy. It was a terrible fucking episode. I don't know anything else that I want to watch. I don't know.
I didn't watch the You People yet either. I heard it was funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's got to be.
Struggle with like Netflix movies. Like I struggle to watch Netflix movies.
Yeah.
Like to get in the mood to watch one of like
the one that I really was excited for was that the Christian Bale. It's like the Edgar Allan Poe kind of story.
Yeah.
And the trailer, I was like, oh, okay. Seems pretty interesting. And I was like, no, can't do it.
Yeah.
It's going to suck. And I don't have 2 hours to watch this.
Well, to me, it's so much of it is just everything's got to be so fucking long now.
Yeah.
Like, this is not.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 2.5 hour fucking movie that should have been like 35 minutes. I mean,
it could have been an episode.
That and the other one of like a lot of them. You're starting to see it a little bit of like, hey, I don't need the sex scenes in the movies because like Pornhub exists.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We can kind of lop this out because it's just kind of clunky.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're going to have you really going to start this love scene off where she doesn't blow him first? I mean, it's fucking porn 101. It's got to start out with some goblin.
Yeah.
That was what I got into on, not some
porn?
fucking, not porn goblin, but it was news bloopers on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it was just when they say the wrong shit of, they were talking about, it was Halloween, they were talking about candy, and it was, those fucking candy corn things.
Yeah.
And the one lady was like, just kind of take bites out of them, like per color, like bite the orange off, then bite the brown, and then bite. And the guy goes, "Oh, you're a nibbler." She goes, "Well, I'm more of a gobbler." And it just, like, his face just fucking, like, what? There's one where, like, they're given elf names.
Uh-huh.
And whatever, those shit you see on fucking Facebook and stuff. If you're born here and there, and this is what your name is. And the one lady was like outside, like the weather lady. And like they go to her and they tell her what her elf name is, but she didn't hear it right.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, "What am I, a stripper?" It's like, what?
I love bloopers.
Fucking TikTok, man. You get fucking lost in there.
The Step Brothers bloopers will pop up every once in a while, and when him and Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are in the treehouse, he's like, "Fuck so hard, put your dick in the freezer," and he can't get it out. That's my favorite when they can't even finish the fucking line.
Yeah, I get in these runs. It's amazing how you be like, "Oh, I was on TikTok for like 2.5 hours here." Like I started watching something like a podcast or whatever on YouTube, and it's like, you see it loading to play the next one. It's like, oh, I didn't watch any. I've just been in my phone the whole time because I'm a fucking child. I have to keep up on this.
Yeah.
But I will watch on like Your Mom's House because Christina does her TikTok creations.
Funny.
And there's some dude. There was one. There was one that I watched. It was just it was like a 10-second clip that they played, and it was just a guy like into the fucking camera. And just like kind of that deep voice of, it was just like, "That little pussy belongs to me. You'll do whatever I say." And that was the end of the video. And it was like, and he had those eyes that were like, is it?
Yeah.
I feel like he's talking to somebody. Like that. Might want to check on that guy. Like, I'm pretty sure he killed somebody. But when they were doing that, they had, David Cross?
Yeah.
He was on the show. And they were doing these TikTok things. And he was talking about back in the day, videos that they would watch, before the internet was that big a thing. And just, between comedians and stuff, they'd pass videos around of people just doing stupid shit. Brought up a name that my brother told me years ago.
Yeah.
Because he'd worked, like the guy was like a plumber or something. Like he'd worked with him before.
Oh, shit.
Name is Tom, I think Tom Weeks or Todd Weeks.
Okay.
It is like a martial arts, like self-defense thing, like films himself in his house.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. And like would hire girls to be like models. Like, and they would they would have like an index card, and like the girl would walk out in like a dress and be like round 1.
Oh, God.
On like an index card of like, and then it's just him like doing really shitty, like karate moves and like almost falling down like into a shit. I mean, it's like, it's on YouTube. You can find it. Because Sean told me about that. And like he would, like when little local MMA shows started showing up, like he would go out and do like in between fights, do like martial arts displays and then try to sell his training videos.
Oh, God.
And the fact that fucking David Cross in California, comedian, actor, on Your Mom's House podcast brings that guy up of like, and it's kind of like, hey, my brother fucking met that guy.
That it?
Todd Weeks. Yep,
Todd
that's
Weeks,
it.
yeah.
Oh my God, dude. It is fucking classic. I was like trying to do like jump kicks and stuff. It is. The fact that they brought that up of like, I watched that, like, and he's talking about like they used to buy his fucking training tapes and they would pass it around to laugh at him. Like, oh my, I didn't text my brother when I'd seen that. I was like, oh my God.
That's funny. That's funny.
Fucking, yeah. I'm not so sure the guy's not from like fucking Wapak or something. I mean,
like that. Todd Weeks. But David Cross bringing that up. The Dragon. Yeah. Dragon Todd Weeks. Yeah. That's funny.
It's dude, there's one. Like in his living, like he's filming himself in his living room, and it's cluttered with a bunch of shit, like you would expect. And like he's like doing these kicks and spinning, and he trips over something and falls in a pile of fucking garbage. I mean, it's one of those ones of like, he's serious.
Oh yeah,
but it's also like this would be a baller move, like if this was all comedy.
Yeah,
like if he just, but like the ones where you find. Where it's like different girls that'll be like, they'll walk out and be like, and it's literally like a pen written on an index card and be like,
round 1,
round 3. And it's different girls of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. They love the dragon.
Like who, hey mom, I got a modeling gig. I don't know about that.
That's funny.
That is, I was super excited. Like when when a celebrity or whatever brings up something that about. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
I feel like I watched it too.
Yeah, I've laughed many times, and I always forget the guy's name.
Yeah,
like once every 3 years, I'll have to text my brother. Hey, what's that guy's name again?
Yeah. Todd Weeks, the Dragon Todd Weeks.
It'd basically be like your dad's worst student if he was 50.
Yeah, filming himself.
Trying to teach you.
Yeah.
This is how you stop somebody from stealing your wallet.
Yeah. I like what's that self-defense guy that's making his rounds of like how to like this take
the
a
guy
gun
from Detroit.
Yeah.
That's more likely to get you killed.
My favorite is like he tries to do it on like a UFC fighter one time. He just puts him on his ass. It's like, yeah, I'm better than you.
Dude, it was, oh man, there's so many like MMA fighter stuff where they're like, and a lot of it comes from like Asia and stuff where they have like these kung fu masters and it's kind of a weird thing because I follow that McDojo where it's basically all these films of guys who think their shit's the shit, and convincing themselves that they have this chi or whatever that they I can kill you by putting my finger on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And not realizing that like you're almost have started a cult to where these kids like they try to sell it to make you feel better.
Yeah.
And like then you get that in your mind.
Yeah, and you're gonna get your ass beat. And
it was like this Shaolin type monk that like they spend their whole lives just practicing karate or whatever. It's like nobody can beat them. And then they go, I think somebody can.
Yeah.
And like, no. That you can't even get up. You would never even land a punch. And they set it up, and it's just some MMA guy. Yeah. And it's not like anybody. It's just like some guy at the fucking local gym that trains.
Yeah.
And they start this fight, and within 3 seconds, he tackles him and beats the fuck out of him. Like the whole thing lasts like 9 seconds of like, I guess you're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there was another one that it was an older guy. Like they got pissed at like the MMA guy because it was a guy like he's like, soon as I settle my chi, you can't hit me, and he'd like move and they're like, try to hit me, and he's like, no, and he's like, and it gets kind of combative of like, you can't, like pussy, try to hit me.
Exactly.
And like the guy just like fucking kicked him in the face. It was like you don't have mental powers, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't an origin story.
Yeah.
Like he just kicked him in the face.
That's
and the
funny.
guy, I mean, just knocked the guy out.
Yeah.
And like all the students are like, you could see it dawn on them of like, have we been wasting our whole fucking lives? Just like,
just to get our ass beat.
Yeah.
Idiots.
You mean like these bigger people like could just tackle us and hold us down?
Yeah.
100%. That's what happens.
That's why there's weight classes, guys.
Yeah. That's why I love that, man. Like when they show the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Bruce Lee got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And like all the people in you could just go to the comments and read it. It's like,
that would never happen.
Because Quentin Tarantino, hates him and that's why he did this. That would never happen. Bruce Lee is like, no, 100%. Because the guy that Brad Pitt plays is based on a real guy that was like a judo player.
Yeah.
Like high level judo and then jujitsu of like, no, that's exactly what the fuck would have happened.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee weighed 120 pounds.
Yeah.
He would have got his ass. Well, he's so fast. It's like, I don't give a shit. He could flat out hit you as hard. That guy's 200 pounds. He could hit him as hard as he wanted in the face. He couldn't hit him hard enough to hurt him.
There's an interview with like Michael J. White, and they're asking, he's like, we could just take. He goes, they're like, is there anybody that you can't take? And he's like, yeah, there's some better MMA fighters than I am. He's like, the guy's like, what about Bruce Lee? He goes, yeah, I'd probably take Bruce Lee. They're like, you can? He's like, guys, he weighed 130 pounds. He goes, I weigh 230. Yes, I can take him.
What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah. they're like, but he's all muscle. He's like, yeah, he's 130 pounds, guys.
What's it matter?
Yeah, what's it matter?
I'm not all muscle, but I have more muscle than he does because I'm bigger than him.
Yes. Plus, look at Michael J. White now. The fucking guy's all muscle.
Yeah.
Guy's jacked out of his mind.
Like they have that in their mind because they just grew up with Bruce Lee. Like nobody's like, no, Chuck Norris honestly would have beat the flying fuck out of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's a movie,
it wouldn't even
guys.
have been.
No, not even close.
And that's not even just in the Chuck Norris memes of like, because Chuck Norris was a legit martial artist.
Yeah, so he's a kickboxer. Yeah.
Hey, no, hey, he's
champion.
Chuck Norris like 200 fucking pounds. I mean, beat the fuck out of him. And hair all over him. Dude, that one. The movie, whatever the movie is, where they fight, and like they're getting ready, and they're
he takes his shirt off.
Yeah, that one. But when the one person's like, "This hits different when you change the music," and they change it to like it looks like they're getting undressed off. Fuck. When you're listening to this music, it's like this is way different.
It's way different.
It was kind of one of those.
Yeah.
If you think that music and movies doesn't matter, watch this.
Well, I think in the same fucking movie, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's in it. It's like Enter the Dragon or something like that. Or Kareem's in it.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it is.
Or is it just? It's just a tall guy.
Yeah. No, it is
I think
Kareem.
he is.
Yeah.
I think
I know it is.
Yeah. That was everybody fucking loved that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've watched his movies, and it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, he for sure would beat somebody's ass at 135 pounds. Yeah.
Like, the one thing that he had that nobody else had, he was just ahead of his time, is you should practice all of the martial arts. Like, you shouldn't just be a karate guy. Yeah, train karate, then do kickboxing, then do whatever the other stuff that he did of like
the cheese.
You know, that it's learn them all as opposed to just one. Because it's always, well, that's what, you know, in the first UFC is like, I know karate, so nobody can beat me. It's like, no,
this Street Fighter's gonna beat the hell out of you.
That's not true.
Yeah,
like, you know, then when people obviously find out about jiu-jitsu of like, oh, you mean that? Like, he's just going to strangle me or break my arm? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this. He's going to get a hold of you and break something.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Bruce Lee, what a pussy. I think that's probably the title of this episode.
Bruce Lee, what a pussy.
Bruce Lee, pussy?
Yeah.
Question mark. This is get a lot of hate there.
Yeah.
He's the greatest fighter ever. Fucking John Jones wouldn't even have touched him. Really?
Oh, God. He'd have front kicked him and killed him. His foot went through his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that, too, in that movie where he's like, my hands are lethal weapons, so if I get in a fight and accidentally kill somebody, I go to jail. It's like, well, everybody goes to fucking jail, jackass.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to kill people in fights.
Called manslaughter.
Oh, shit. Do we need to talk about football?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? It's fucking fixed.
I know we talked about it before we were on air, but the Arian Foster with the script and that we don't even practice. We just practice the script for that week. It's like, and then people fucking believed it.
Honestly.
They took it honestly. Like, if you can't watch the whole clip, because the guy's like sitting over to the side and he was like, what did you think after the script said your career falls apart after 2016 or something like that?
Yeah.
And, you know, and he starts laughing. You know, it's like, yeah, all the NFL guys that are saying funny shit on there now, that's because they know he's fucking joking.
Well, that's tells you how many people just read the headline and never watched the video of like, fucking told you, man. That's why I keep losing all these bets.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's because you're shitty. Keep betting on your team and your team fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But all the retweets that came out after it were fucking great.
Oh, awesome.
Dude, just the one. It was a shocked face look, and it was like the look on OJ's face when he seen the 1994 NFL script.
Yeah. There's some ones that's like some guys who like didn't make it, like that Emmanuel Acho or something like that. He's like me reading my NFL script after my first year, and you know, because he got like cut and you know, and it's just like his eyes
never really played.
Yeah, exactly. And then a couple of like Tom Brady's ones. It's like the Tom Brady's look on his face after he saw Russell Wilson after Super Bowl 49 or something like that.
I think that was what I thought was funny too. Of because Acho said something bad about kickers or whatever once.
Yeah.
And obviously he was a defensive player. And McAfee got pissed off. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a punter. That has more tackles than you have.
Yeah.
In the NFL. So I don't know. I never saw it, but I know somebody did see it. Have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Of like." When Damar Hamlin saw the script for Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know somebody did it. Somebody 100% somebody did it.
Mm-hmm.
The OJ one was funny.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple Theismann ones.
Yeah.
Alex Smith, same way.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna need you to break your leg bad enough to where we might have to amputate it.
Exactly.
But
sorry,
the views this is gonna get.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. You're gonna get a lot of prayers. Yeah, but just the fact that people actually fucking believed it was hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious. Because I saw the headline and I'm like, okay, let's see what this actually is.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, I'm like, God, people are fucking stupid.
Just put a couple points. I seen some posts from like Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Being like, this is going to be of like Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you can clearly tell it's a massive fucking joke just because people are stupid.
My favorite part is why I love Barstool so much. They took the video and then ran with it. And was like, have you seen that? Like, the Arian Foster confirms. Yeah. Like, this. Yeah, I'm like, God, I love that.
Fucking good internet, man.
I love it. Yeah, so funny.
It goes to show you, like, when people go, talk about people being able to be dupe a society and stuff like that. It's like, this is fucking how, because this is...
You're believing this.
Your team sucks.
Yeah.
So you're more apt to think that you have... It's basically fucking Hollywood. Of like...
WWE... God.
Like, and then I still love the ones. And like before this came out of like people like, yes, I know people that are like this that are like, it's fucking fixed, man. They're doing this for.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, how is it fixed? Well, they're making this call for the outcome, and I go, but why?
Yeah.
Well, get some money and stuff. Of like, they signed. They have a 10-year. They make $12 billion a year.
Yeah.
So you think that like somebody, they're going to run a chance to make like an extra $1 million, because it's not like they hit Vegas for fucking $13 billion last weekend.
Exactly.
You think they're going to dip their whole fucking league for God to make a bad call to win a fucking bet?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it because you lost the bet?
Yeah, you lost the bet. Your team lost. It's rigged. Not fucking rigged. You guys are idiots.
Well, and that's the funny thing of, I think it was the last week. No, it was the Jaguars game, because Jaguars backdoor cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was because that got me a win.
Oh, nice.
Of they got it to what, 6 or
yes,
got it
7.
Yeah,
7.
got it to 7.
It was 9
and it was a
9.5.
9.5, and I had the Jags.
Yep.
Of people, and people go, see, it's rigged. There's no reason for them to kick that field goal. It's like, they kicked the field goal. There's 30 seconds left, and they're going to do an onside kick. It was like, yeah, but that's not really a chance. It's like, well, you can't give up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get the onside kick and throw a 15-yard out, now you got 2 shots at the end zone. Of like,
that shit's a thing.
But that was on there of like, see, it's fucking rigged.
Yeah,
I lost my bet because they kicked this meaningless field goal. It's like, it wasn't fucking meaningless.
No, it's not. This is a fucking team trying to win. Yes, exactly. Because they played them tough.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs never fucking cover. Right?
Ever
cover.
Except last weekend.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Basically.
It's one.
If that would have been so hilarious if it would have been like 21-20 and they didn't cover. I'm like, motherfuckers, you never cover. It's a fucking 2-point spread.
I was so freaking pumped. I was 1 touchdown away from hitting what was it? Oh, it was $100,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I like to go to like the big bets, like the big odds or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was Kelsey gets the first touchdown, Hayden Hurst catches the second touchdown. I put $10 on it or whatever, and it was $100,000. Okay, cool. Fucking Kelsey gets the 1, and then like 2 possessions later, the Bengals run that out and up with Hurst, and it hits him in the fucking hands, and they end up kicking the field. I was like, oh my God, like that would have been it. That was pretty disappointing. He didn't catch that one, because he kind of you can tell when they're going after the Bengals are really bad about it, and they're very obvious about it. They'll hit the guy they're wanting to score in the drive like multiple times.
Yeah,
like. I knew Hayden Hurst was getting a touchdown look that drive because he caught 3 passes that drive. They're basically seeing the matchup that he's getting and then working it out. You see it all the time with Chase. Chase will catch 2 or 3 passes, catch the touchdown. Higgins, 2 or 3 passes, catch. They're looking to see how they're guarding him. And he caught those 2 passes. I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna, if they get down there, they're throwing it. And I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. Didn't happen. Did not happen.
It's a close one.
It was,
I'm sure you saw the video of the guy on championship or the divisional round where he picked the first touchdown score for each game.
Yes.
$5 for $72,000.
Yeah. And he hit the first 3.
Yeah.
And then it was like he could cash out for like, I don't know, something. And he's like, I'm like, me personally, I'm for sure cashing out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. Like, because he hit 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
And was already like, if he cashed out, it was like $10,000 or something like that. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to take it. Like, 72 is cool, but I'll take the 10. That's pretty awesome too. I'm not a
Yeah.
I'm not a rich man, but 10 grand is 10 grand.
Yeah, it's
I'll
going to
take
do
that.
something.
Yeah.
Because then I see like a post on that. It was like, it's not even life-changing money. And the guy commented back of like, well, it paid off my student debt and my credit card and my car payment of like, seems pretty life-changing. I mean,
I'm free now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really read all that much because I don't ever expect to really win a whole lot of money, $100 here and there. I was curious if that happens, like with lottery, I don't know how the deposit works with taxes. And I'm just curious. I know, like, let's just say lottery tickets, for instance. If I hit a lottery ticket and I hit $1,000, that I have to put that on my tax, or I have to get tax taken out of it.
Yeah.
But if I hit it for $900, I don't.
Correct.
So if I only deposit $900 in my account at a time, is that a loophole or
no?
Okay.
No, they'll get you.
I figured
you'll trigger at some point in time. They'll
see it, or it'll red flag
like
it or
FanDuel
whatever.
will send you hey, you've cashed out $20,000 over the year, and they got to send you a W-9 or something like that.
Okay. And I assumed that
because they got to file that.
Yeah, I knew they had to file for their purposes, but yeah, I wasn't sure how that. I'm like, that's an interesting thing because
because that's one of those things too of like, like Super Bowl or whatever, or like this first week of like you hit that $100,000 of like, so you get it. Like you got to figure your tax because you got to hold on to that until you because now you got to go 12 months to file that.
Yeah,
and still have the $20,000 that you owe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be weird. And I didn't know if there's like a button, if there's a form like on the app, like when you go to a casino, they'll take it out right there.
They'll take it out right there.
I don't know
what FanDuel does.
Yeah, I don't know what they do either. Like,
I would guess they might if you do that. Just like, I guess that'd be more of a government thing of like, hey, we feel like if you give everybody all this money that we're going to end up throwing a bunch of people in prison because they're not going to have the money to pay this tax debt back at the end of the,
And that's what I assume, like immediately, like, you know what I mean? Just get it over with right there, right then and there.
I mean, I guess the main thing would be before you take the money, like if you hit a big one, is you talk to the accountant.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like, hey, how can I take this and what can I do with it to, relieve a little of this burden?
Yeah. I'd rather just take all the taxes now and see what I have. Let's just get it all out of the way.
So you're telling me that I can spend $7, I just got to put $30 over here in an account and just let it sit to give to the government next year?
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
Not right?
I don't want to do that.
Well, I'll just dip into it and I'll replace it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I have no money left.
I got to put a second mortgage on my house.
I got to take my new car.
Yeah. But I guess we'll just go with the first game of like, I'll say this. It sucks all the flags that they throw for roughing the passer. But that game shows you why they do that.
Yeah.
Because it was over.
Yeah.
5 plays into the 49ers having the ball. The game was over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, obviously speculation here, I don't think the Niners win that game anyway.
I don't either, but I think it's a game.
I think it's a game. I think it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Because I think it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Two great defenses, but I think you see an offensive performance just because how many weapons you have on each side of the fucking ball. I mean, Jesus.
One to think about it, though, like it's a blowout. But the Eagles really wasn't pulling away until end of the second half.
Yeah.
Of like, it just got to a point where the Niners defense couldn't put up anymore. They just couldn't stop it anymore. And then knowing of like 3 and out, back on the field.
You can't
3 and out, back on the field. Of like,
to me, like when I first saw the hit and whatever, like, okay, he'll come back in the game. And then like, oh no, he has no feeling in his hand. Okay, eventually that'll come back. And then like they were actively just running the football.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even try and throw. Like I just was like, could he really not fucking grip the ball?
Yeah.
Like, is it that bad? Or, you know what I mean? And it must have been for them actively just trying different fucking runs, I guess.
Well, he's going to have surgery.
I know that now. But like during the game, I thought like.
I thought you hadn't seen that.
No,
like,
I knew he's going to have Tommy John surgery. But when they first said it, they said it like whatever that funny bone nerve in there. That's what he hit.
Yeah, the UCL.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that'll just go away eventually, and apparently not.
No.
Obviously now we know that he's got to have surgery.
And that was the thing too of like, if he's out there, And they were saying during the game of like, why is he, if he can't throw the ball besides a screen pass, why is he even out? I mean, like,
just put McCaffrey back there and see what you can do.
Just run a wildcat, run a triple option with him and Debo and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know why he was like out there either.
You know, as soon as the other one gets concussed, it was Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson.
Which sucks for him. He's been on like every team in the NFL twice. Like, as soon as that happened, it was just like they actively just, we give up. That was what it was. It's like, we give up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand you're not going to win, but
try. It looks better.
Like, if you could have put another running back in the game of like he's the worst athlete on your offense.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? And if he can't throw the ball,
then he's literally worthless.
Then what's he doing out there?
I didn't get that either. I was like, put fucking McCaffrey, put Debo, you're telling me nobody on that field can actually just throw the football a little bit? Come on now.
And like one of the fourth or fifth option receivers.
Yeah.
Was a quarterback. Was a 5-star quarterback recruit coming out of high school. Of like, yeah, is he going to run him down the field or whatever? No, but you can do like a reverse pass or something with him. I mean, like McCaffrey can. I mean, he threw that ball to John Lynch on the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, try something.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Eagles, man, goddamn, like I said before, that fucking defense is just fast.
Yeah.
Just flat out, their whole front four is fast.
Yeah.
Let alone everybody on the fucking back end. Like, Jesus Christ, that Hassan Reddick, man, oh man. And then you got the two fucking monsters inside, and it's like, oh, and Ndamukong Suh now plays for you as well. Everybody forgets that because he doesn't, because he's undershadowed by all the other good talent there. Jesus.
Yeah, that was. I thought Philly would win the game.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
But I think it would have been a game.
Yeah,
because you get to one. That's the other thing people forget about. That fucking first half, the first quarter, on that punt, that guy gets fucking slung into Bosa and fucks him up.
Yeah.
Of like, when does that ever happen?
Yeah,
you lose two quarterbacks,
busts his knees,
and the defensive MVP probably of the league.
Yeah,
because the gunner gets slung out of bounds by the other guy, and he cleats him, and like he was fucking bleeding. And like he was kind of hobbling. Of like, when the fuck does that ever happen?
Yeah. It sucks for the Niners because it's always like, they're right there.
Yeah,
they can't fucking do it. Can't do it.
That goes back. Like, I heard somebody was like shitting on Kyle Shanahan of like, it's just another time that Kyle Shanahan gets bailed out. Because he never wins the big game, but it's always something. It was Jimmy G missed that wide open pass.
Yeah,
he got hurt. That's why they couldn't do it. This happens. That's why they it's always something.
It's not
Ryan couldn't complete one fucking pass.
Yeah,
I mean,
not a bad take, but
yeah,
it's not a bad take, but it's a bad take.
It's like there is always something, which is every game.
Yeah,
and this one was just like, that sucks.
I don't know what the hell's up with. Do those quarterbacks just like not take a hit ever, and then when they do take a hit, they die? Because it seems like how many times do we see? Well, Jimmy G's always fucking hurt since they've had him. He's never played a full fucking season. Then you have Trey Lance.
I don't even know what he did. Did he break his leg?
I think
or his ankle?
Oh no, I think it was a leg.
I thought he broke something, but
yeah, it's like, what the hell's in that water over there with those quarterbacks?
I don't know.
You know,
when you look at that, that's what could have happened to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing that happened to Josh Allen. He just didn't tear his.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, Josh Allen was that close in the week 7 to being done for the season of like it,
Yeah.
And that was what everybody's seriously like, now you're going to see it where they're not allowed to try to strip the ball out of the quarterback's hand now of like.
Yeah. And then the second game, the Bengals didn't play. They didn't seem as aggressive as they had been.
No,
they seem very, almost too strategic.
I think it was very apparent their offensive line couldn't do it. That was
no, you're right.
Very apparent of like
you could tell they didn't trust him.
We can't do anything, to take deep shots and stuff like that.
The bad part is, your backup tackles only gave up 1 sack. Your 2 inside starters couldn't fucking block the guy. That's a starter. Started all year. Couldn't block fucking Chris Jones. Chris Jones is an animal. Not taking anything away from him, but I'm like, the 1-2 guys you're fucking relying on to anchor this shit down are the ones that's getting his ass beat.
That was one of those things of like, the two things, the fucking touchdown to T. Higgins was ungodly. And then that fourth down to Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. Throw it.
Yep.
But there was no point in my mind when they got the ball back with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm like, oh, the Bengals winning this game. They're going to march down, kick field goal.
Yeah.
But then it was like getting to that point of like, they're getting pressure and stuff. And then they take these timeouts of like, leaving a little too much time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people want to talk. It 100% was a penalty. You cannot say that. 100% it was a penalty. You have to throw that penalty.
Yeah.
Now, the things that they get, you know, you had the third down do-over.
Yeah.
Which was...
That's if we're saying anything's a shitty call, that's a bad call.
Yeah.
Because another play had already happened.
Yeah.
Then you go back and do it.
Well, then they say it didn't change anything. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure the next play they called a penalty, didn't they?
Yeah, he had enough
and got
balls,
a first down.
He had enough balls to call defensive holding and get a first down out of it. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Well, but they didn't score. It's like, yeah, but that changes shit. You know?
You just ran off 3 minutes of that clock.
Yeah, it changes shit. But then it's like, you know, you can't give up a 30-yard punt return.
Yeah.
And which I didn't understand is why are we kicking that right down the middle of the field?
Yeah, why aren't you pinning that on a sideline?
And not that, you know, it's not easy to kick the ball to the sideline, but it's easy to not kick it
directly
dead nuts down the center of the field.
Or directly to the guy.
Yeah.
Put something on it. I mean,
and then that was the other one of like the one gunner got held and then fucking tackled and blocked in the back of like, that's exactly where they ran. So.
That one, and then, you know, Joe Burrow's second pick. Okay, that's just a punt. You know, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't. When people were like, "Oh, that's a big play," it's like, well, that was fourth down, and it actually pinned him deeper than I think the punter would have. I mean, it was like inside the 10.
Yeah, but it's like he didn't, and you could tell that he was nervous. That's probably the really one of the first times I thought he looked kind of unsettled in the pocket.
Yeah,
and I think that's why everything was kind of coming out off because he just wasn't sure that he had time to get rid of it.
Well, that's another thing of like they talk about all the like the Tyler Boyd injury is a big deal too. Of like
it is a big deal because they didn't because Chase
that's a slot guy.
Chase was non-existent. After he got hurt. Non-existent. Oh, I can put two guys on him. If T. Higgins beats us, I'll live with that. That's basically what it looked like.
Well, get to the point they could double both of them.
Yeah,
because Irwin's not scaring you.
No.
And, you know, Hunter Hurst's going to get what he gets, but
no, he's not double. He's not taking the top off.
He's not a double-end guy, so.
Yeah,
the Boyd thing, that's
a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Big deal.
But it was 100%. It's one where all football games are won. It was.
Yeah, trenches.
In the trenches, their defensive line better than the Bengals' offensive line, and then the Bengals couldn't get pressure.
Yeah, could not. No, Hendrickson was non-existent. Hubbard, non-existent. B.J. Hill was your best inside look, and he's not even your pass rush guy.
And the guy that had the best game is the guy that got penalized.
Yeah.
Osai had the best game.
Yeah, was leading the team, leading tackles and everything. Yep. Just did a stupid fucking rookie mistake, or he's only maybe a rookie or a first-year guy, or a second-year guy.
Second year, but like he ripped his knee up, and I don't think he played in the regular season. I think he tore his ACL in camp.
Gotcha.
So this technically is his rookie year.
Gotcha.
Of like,
just can't fucking do it, dude.
You know, that was a tough one. Like when they showed the film of them walking back in the tunnel and the other player yelling at him, why the fuck do you touch the quarterback?
Yeah.
Of like,
everybody, I mean,
you know, but that's the bang bang play, 100%, but it's the NFL.
You just let him go.
You cannot. That's rule number one on defense of like you just can't touch. And every player that you've heard talk about that play is like, hey, it sucks for him. You cannot touch the quarterback. Like if that was a running back, they probably don't call it.
No, and that's what I said. If that's a running back, it's not called at all. It's a thing where Mahomes is he's already banged up.
Yeah.
He already has the first down. Just make sure he goes out of bounds.
Yep.
Angle him all the way out of bounds, run back to the pocket. You don't have to do anything.
And he sold the shit out of it because he didn't get hit hard.
No, he didn't get hit hard.
It was like a forearm to the shoulder.
But it probably was easier for him to fall like that than to stop himself on that ankle. I mean, I'll just flop and I don't have to land on my ankle.
Yeah.
No, he for sure sold it, but you're going out of bounds. Yeah. Everybody's eyes are on you. It's going to get flagged.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to. Now, I've seen a lot of players just say, like, it's 100% a penalty, but you got to eat that flag.
Yeah.
Because you can't end the game
and
like that.
But it is a penalty.
But you got to call it.
You're going to call it. You're going to call it 90% of the time. Yep. It is what it is.
And that's the benefit of the doubt. I think Sterator, because he was on McAfee's show, he said it best. He goes, when a quarterback's heading out of bounds and gets hit, they're going to get the flag.
Yeah.
He says now, because Cam Newton would do that, where he's heading out of bounds, and then he would kind of try to sneak 2 more yards up the field and he's like, I would tell them, you're trying to head out of bounds and you sneak to get 2 more yards. I'm not giving you that flag now.
Yeah.
Because you're telling them you're giving yourself up, so they're letting up, and you're trying to sneak a couple extra yards. I'm going to let them hit you because don't fucking do that.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
You get all the benefit here, but kind of like how the Kenny Pickett thing was in college. Of like
the fake slide.
Hey,
exactly.
Next time that you go to slide and they hit you, I'm not fucking flagging it because you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it for sure a penalty. It just sucks. That's the way it has to end.
Yeah.
That's nobody wanted that. I hate the fucking Chiefs. I didn't want them to fucking win.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario. I know we'll have next week, but I just don't see a scenario where the Chiefs can hang with the Eagles.
No.
And I can see where it's close to start.
Yeah.
Chiefs offensive line's okay. Eagles defensive line's better.
Yeah.
The Chiefs the Chiefs defensive line's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Eagles offensive line is better.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
It just is.
Well, that's the thing where people are comparing stuff. It's like, hey, look, Philly got beat by Washington.
Yeah.
And then the other games they lost, Jalen Hurts didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, they blew everybody out.
Yeah.
Like everybody out, except the Colts for somehow that went down. But for the most part, they blew if Jalen Hurts played, they blew everybody out.
Yeah. And the one thing that the Eagles do that is going to kill the Chiefs defense is all of the reads.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles are not going to be able to blitz now. And the Chiefs are not going to be able to blitz. And the Chiefs blitz a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Now you blitz, that's easy read. I'm now throwing that slant where you just came from. Easy read.
And that's one thing of like, if you can't block them, read them.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
We'll just let you through then.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
See what decision you make.
Yeah, and they do not have cover guys for Brown. They don't have cover guys for Devontae Smith.
No, that's their defensive backs. That's rookie. Yeah. Like they've played amazing.
Yes, they have, and they're going to get exposed. Yeah. I would be shocked if they don't get exposed.
Yeah, this is one of those. Like I think it'll be a good game, but it could be one of those old school of like. Yeah. All right. Well, the Super Bowl was 35-7.
Yeah,
because it doesn't take much for a roll up or something like that on Mahomes where he can't fucking play.
Yeah,
I mean now 2 more weeks he should be
okay,
better.
But just
yeah,
I mean that Eagles front is nasty, and they're deep, and they'll rotate, and the Chiefs offensive line is really good.
Yeah.
Just to hold up though, like they have exactly what they want up front to not let Mahomes do anything that he can.
Yeah.
They have the inside pressure. They have the outside pressure. They're faster than Mahomes.
Yeah.
Mahomes is a quick guy.
Yeah.
But they're faster than him. They're quicker than him. Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
I mean, Ndamukong Suh, the other guy up there. It's like, Jesus, they have a ton of guys.
Well, that's the way when you're looking at it with the Chiefs of, like, if the Bengals don't have the injuries on that offensive line those last 3 weeks of, like, the way they were, like, before that injury happened to Collins, like, Burrow for, like, 3 straight wouldn't even get fucking touched.
Nope.
I mean, it wasn't even of it just, hey,
it happens.
Doesn't fucking, that's what happens.
It happens. And, yeah, the Eagles are just fucking soaring right now, man. And they're fun to watch, too.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is so fun to watch. How many, just the amount of double teams they were able to get on a San Francisco front?
their offensive line is fucking. Now, I will say, because I watched the New Heights podcast about, they're covering that because there's a lot of slow-mo stuff of Lane Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a good jump in live speed, but and I understand getting a good kick.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which, that's every good, you watch any NFL game.
Yes, the tackles
if they got to it's now there was probably 2 plays in that game of everything they showed that were probably egregious that they could have flagged.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're like, it's fucking milliseconds of it's on a timing count. And he's like, and Kelsey said, he goes, now the one time they could have flagged it for me, he said that was my fault because I was calling a play and I was a little late snapping the ball and that, but it's like, he's like, but it is true. It's like you put everything in slow motion. It looks
you can
the
tell.
refs don't see in slow motion.
Yeah.
They're fucking humans. So
yeah.
But now with all that shit going down in the first quarter, Lane Johnson will get called for a false start
100%.
in the Super Bowl.
100%.
That's happening.
100%.
Of
too many people
we're
have
just
bitched
going to
about
let
it.
you know.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Oh.
That was Kelsey had it. That was great. Cutting basically being the rock about the Cincinnati Mare.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you one thing too of because we didn't talk about that. When that mayor did that before the game, and I seen that, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you're asking for it, buddy.
Because everything the players had said about Burrowhead and stuff, that was on a sideline.
That
most they'll use that if they can.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're going to kind of think it's funny because they know those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll use that. It's shit talking between players. But then when the mayor comes out and he's like, did you a paternity test? It's like, who the fuck
are you, dude? I was
I think McAfee had the best take of that's what happens when you get a guy that doesn't know the internet.
Yeah.
And you hire some kid out of college as a social media degree that says, we'll get some clicks out of this. Of you're going to get fucking dunked on if they don't win. Just let you know.
My favorite was the mayor's response.
Great.
Deserve that.
Deserve that. Congratulations.
Hope you win the Super Bowl.
That was what Travis said on the show.
Yeah.
Because he read that to me. He's like, well, I respect him for that. Then if he took it.
I like him now because, called him a jabroni. Yeah. Those guys are good.
Yeah,
Those guys
a good
are fun.
show.
It is a good one.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch on you because they run a lot of fucking ads, man.
Oh, do they?
They ad the fuck out of it.
Huh.
When you not only that, they're just live read ads.
Yeah. Which
I get. I'll watch those. Get your money.
Yeah.
But YouTube.
Oh.
Bangs the fuck out of.
Oh, really?
And they're double 15-second ads
Ooh.
of
Yeah.
Jesus, it's getting a little tough to watch. And it's always, YouTube is very good at picking a spot that you want to hear the full question.
Yeah.
Boom. Ad. Yeah. Of shit, now I got to kind of rewind because I forgot where.
I want to see what he says.
Yeah, they were all full ad. You ain't skipping them. I mean, it's no, you're going to sit here. We got you. So, we'll cover that. I mean, I'm not going to really talk. I don't really give a shit about the Pro Bowl stuff. Now that my fucking Snoop Huntley is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Yeah. Played 6 weeks.
Played 6 games. Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? But you get to carry that moniker.
Yeah.
I'm Pro Bowl quarterback.
Pro Bowl quarterback. See, it should be a player vote, in my personal opinion, not a fan vote.
Yeah, now I get that. Now he's an alternate because he's a 15 quarterback.
But still, though, if you're going to do this every year now, this top 100 players, that's fantastic. Player vote the Pro Bowl. See who these guys think deserve to have that Pro Bowl title. And then you can you base your alternates off that.
Yeah, because I get tired of the fucking media doing that. Mm-hmm. Of one that came out last year where the one guy said that he wouldn't vote for Rodgers because of his stance on COVID. Well, then you're not.
Then you shouldn't be able to vote. Then
you shouldn't be voting. Then, because if you can't,
I don't like this guy, so he's not getting my vote.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, that's why it should be a player thing.
Yeah,
you don't. Everybody knows some players don't fucking like everybody, but there's a respect thing out there.
Well, and that's the one thing too of last year of I'm gonna say Buffalo's defense had 3 guys that were all fucking pro.
Yeah.
And didn't have one Pro Bowl. Number 1 defense in the sport, 3 all pros, not 1 Pro Bowler. I'm
yeah. I don't
what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, that's why I think it should be a different way.
And you get some participation just because I think is Burrow going? I think he is.
Is he?
I think so. I know Josh Allen pulled out because he's injured, so he's playing in a golf tournament.
Like, yeah. I saw a tweet. It was like, Josh Allen is everybody in America who calls off a day of work to go golfing.
But I think it's just, I like the skills competition stuff, but you're going to have to be better at it. You know?
Get something.
Like, get something that's
it's fun.
Because they're always going to do that. Like, it's, hey, you win this money for charity, which is fine, but you got to give the players some fucking money, and then they'll try. Hey, we'll give you $50,000. You win this fucking 40-yard contest.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, I might run that.
Yeah.
But just like last time, like last year when they did this, like
Micah Parsons almost beats Tyreek Hill.
He did beat him because Tyreek Hill jogged. He not only is like he beat Tyreek Hill in a 40-yard dash by 15 yards.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
But, it's still the Pro Bowl. It'll suck.
Yeah.
Somebody will get in some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's in Vegas again.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, and then we'll cover the Super Bowl and shit next week. Should have went to Radio Row this year, but we didn't.
They don't even want us.
No. Actually, I think we can get in.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, that's like if you fit,
If we've hit so many episodes or whatever. Yeah,
we could. I mean, it'd be fucking expensive as shit, but you technically could be in that little bullpen area that they have.
Do you want to hold a concert like? Are they allowed in? I didn't think so.
No, they're in. Yeah. Now they're this year. It's like no fans are allowed in, and no music.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess they changed the rules since we fucking had a Wiz Khalifa concert.
That's awesome. They didn't allow any Barstool people in there, right?
They let Taylor and Will in.
Oh, they let him in.
I don't know if they're allowed to do a show, but they weren't even allowed to get passes to go in. Of like,
wow.
And then I think they caught him right of like, hey, like these are two NFL players. Like, I understand you got a problem with Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
But these guys actually play in our fucking league.
Uh-huh.
So, kind of need to let them in.
Yeah.
Which the whole Portnoy thing up to, because he's funny. He, like, people don't know how to take him of like, he's a troll. He's a troll.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's trying to piss you off.
Yes. And he's good at it because he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He knows who he is. He doesn't give a fuck what you have to say about him.
But like that's the whole point of like he just says this shit. This just gets people pissed off. It's like, yeah, that's the fucking point.
Yeah, that's the point.
It's the whole fucking point. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the internet.
Yeah, exactly. He's the bad guy.
The best thing that you can do is to make a statement. Not to be violent or something against like anything, but if you can make a statement on Twitter that just gets a lot of people pissed off to the point where they want to yell at you in your comments, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. My favorite one was, I think it was like last Saturday night or Friday night where LeBron gets fouled or whatever on the arm. And it's the cleanest block I've ever seen in my life. Just goes and then makes a video about it. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
I don't understand. Like, LeBron will come out and say, like, I just don't get why I get so much hate. It's like,
could you act like
shit
that?
Like that?
Because anybody else gets a technical.
Yeah. Like, okay, you want to bitch for the foul. That's fine. Because everybody you always bitch for the foul. You're a superstar.
Yes.
You should get the bulk of the calls because that's the way the sport works.
Uh-huh.
But, dude, you were complaining. So, like, you were still complaining when they went to commercial and you were down on two knees in the middle of the court.
Yeah.
Like, you were in fucking Hamlet. I mean, get the fuck up, jackass.
My favorite is the Pat Bev with the camera.
That was great.
That was fantastic.
That was fantastic. He gets credit for that.
Yes, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Took the camera from the guy. He missed it. Funny as shit.
Yeah.
Funny as shit.
That one was fucking great.
Oh, man. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Tom Brady retired again.
Yeah, Tom Brady retired again.
I think he's done this time.
I would assume.
He had the look of like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. All his videos sounded like, he's like, I've already had my one sad one. Here's the one for real.
Dude, I don't even remember who it was. like it's like somebody said, yeah, he'll come back because he's not going to go out like that. And the response was, no, he did what he wanted to do. He came out of retirement so he could get divorced from his wife. So now when he retires, he can just play golf and not have anything else to do.
That's funny.
He just wanted to be single in retirement. I was like, that's funny. That's a really good take.
That's funny. Oh,
I'll tell you, I started watching. I never watched much of it. I don't watch a lot of Barstool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I follow Barstool people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't. I'll watch some clips of like Pardon My Take with Big Cat because he's funny and
yeah.
But like to watch, like I've watched a couple full episodes of KFC.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad.
Whatever the fuck, John or whatever, the guy that's with him, of like, he's always got weird takes because he and can 100% of like, you're for sure a guy that's got yourself in that situation multiple fucking times. I believe that because I know people like you, and that's exactly what happens to them all the fucking time.
All the time. His one take about asking Dave for like a vacation one time, he's like, "You really think you need a vacation? You've been working here 5 years. Like, you need a couple of days off, really?"
Now the one that I think is funny of the clips that I'll just watch on TikTok is the whatever the podcast is that Dave does with like the younger kid and the girl. That's like it's all
like social media,
it's like pop culture stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny
because he mispronounces everybody's name.
Yep.
Doesn't know who the fuck anybody is.
Yeah.
Gets the story wrong. It's like,
yeah. That chick's hot. The Bree something.
Chicken fry.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know where you come up with that.
Yeah.
But all right.
And I don't even know who the fucking guy is. The young kid.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either. I think he does a lot. I think he fucks a lot.
I would assume
that's kind of the way
he's
it
got
plays
that look to him.
on the clips of like they bring on these social media girls, and it's like it seems like he's banged that girl. But it is because that's the funniest shit to me. It's like there's who the fuck is this? I don't know who the fuck this is. I think that scar face girl that had the scar on her face got pretty big on TikTok. That people didn't want to know if the scar was fake or not. They couldn't tell because she takes a piece of makeup and just puts it over the scar.
Oh, okay.
And then like Dave has like, "How'd you get the scar?" And she's like, "Well, I don't really like to say. It's kind of personal." And he's like, "Well, why the fuck is she on the show?" It's like, what the fuck? What are we talking about? If you're not going to tell if it's fake or not, and if it's real, how you fucking got it? Why the fuck is she on the show? Waste our time, get you some fucking clicks, not giving us anything.
Funny.
Yeah, I think Tom.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. My team got a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sean Payton.
Fuck them draft picks.
If you look at the whole big picture,
that he's the same coach as Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. And I knew those. Like
I just when people said that.
Well, it's
okay.
Number one. Yeah, they have similar stats.
Yeah.
McCarthy had a lot of good seasons with Green Bay.
Yeah.
They just happened to run into the fucking everybody else. Like the one year where they should have won it, they ran into the fucking Niners they ran a read option. Who the fuck knows how to guard a read option in the NFL?
Yeah.
Nobody.
One with Peyton too of like, well, one of those is a Minneapolis fucking miracle where a guy just lost it.
Yeah.
And the other one is your receiver flat got tackled 10 seconds before the ball got there and they didn't throw a fucking flag.
Yeah.
That's how you lose in the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's, those, if the wins and stuff don't really bother me, it's the stuff that he brings with him.
Yeah.
He always has really good offensive lines. He always has a nice staff. I think he's a no nonsense kind of guy, but also is, hey, I understand how this shit works.
Yeah.
He brings credibility.
Yeah.
And with that, like, there's a lot of good pieces on that team. There's a lot. I think it's a nice mix of young and old, and you got to have somebody with some credibility to coach Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing from my standpoint is with the offense that Sean Payton runs, because Russell Wilson's never ran an offense on timing, and that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting of hey, look, man, hit that fifth step, get this ball out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the offense.
Yeah.
I mean, watch Drew Brees. He's, not that Russell Wilson, not Drew Brees, but
yeah,
this is what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Let your receiver get some. I don't need you to throw it 60 yards. If you throw it 10 and then he runs another 20, we're good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously you got to like the hire. I never thought anybody who was a first-year coach was ever going to make it again. Just there's no credibility there. There's no, you know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's their first year as a head coach, but like this is a team that has a lot of veterans that needs a guy who knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And has done it before.
Yeah, I that's an exciting pick for them. I mean, it'd be interesting what they got in free agency and stuff, because now you got some weird building to do because you got nothing for the next 3 years. You got no picks.
Yes, that'll be interesting. They have I think they have like $15 million in cap, which isn't a lot, but there's some other guys cut some guys, and there was a restructure. There was talk of restructuring with Russell Wilson so they could get more guys.
Russell will restructure every year to hey, we need to free up $10 million.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to.
Yeah,
most people don't think about that. It's like that's pretty common for almost every quarterback. They restructure their contract in a year. You take a signing bonus and it frees up $5 million cap space, and
there's not a lot of like giant holes on the roster. There's depth in the defensive. Like the starters are nice, quite nice corner, a couple good nice safeties.
Yeah.
They need some depth back there. Defensive line is super fucking small. If they're going to keep that Evero guy, then you got to beef up that 3-man front because you're getting ran the ball on all the fucking time.
You need some more weapons on offense.
You do. You need some more weapons on offense.
Granted, you had some injuries.
Yeah.
But
the 3 receivers are locked up. Like they're signed. But there's nobody on that. There's no receiver on there that's winning a whole lot of one-on-ones.
There's no Michael Thomas for that offense.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big part of that offense. Part of it.
Yes.
So, but you can you might get Michael Thomas. I mean, I don't know that
who knows?
Pretty good chance he's getting cut.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be excited for free agency that way. It's just I think I'm more excited about who he hires on his fucking staff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of talk of them bringing back Mike Munchak, who got the offensive line built up where it was, and then whoever they fucking hired last year just brought it all the way back down. They said Fangio now is most likely going to the Dolphins. There was talks of him heading with Peyton yesterday.
Yeah.
There was talk of him coming back.
I think he might have signed it today.
Scheffner said that he was going to wait after the Super Bowl. That's what the tweet that I read. It could have changed, but that was like at noon.
Because I knew it was like, he agreed in principle, but then because he checked on San Francisco and they weren't willing to switch.
Yeah.
Because they're a 4-3 and he's a 3-4 guy, and it's like, hey, we got both.
Pieces,
We're not doing this of just keep on your own shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I am more excited to see who he hires on staff, and
it'd be an interesting thing if he went down and stole fucking Mike Zimmer from from Colorado, from Dion.
Yeah.
But just imagine, because it's like very well known that Sean Payton is a hard ass coach.
Yeah.
And then if you went and got Mike Zimmer, who the fuck is a hard ass coach? I'm like, Jesus Christ, these practices are a little fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to watch just how it goes. My take on it was there is one of the beat writers for Denver put out the logistics of how Russell Wilson will be out of his contract after next season. He put out there is a way for them to not lose as much as they would. I don't even remember the scenario.
It goes down every year. It is. They could get out of it after next year with it being like a $30 million hit, but it's a $30 million hit the next year, and then it's $20 million a year. I mean,
yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. But the take was, if you hire Sean Payton to fix Russell, and if he doesn't, Russell's done.
Yeah.
That's basically was the take on it. I'm like, that makes sense.
Which at 100%.
Yeah.
Because it is, to get down to a cap hit where you normally see guys cut, like even big, it's like 2026 till it gets to a number that they can finagle.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, even if Russell plays a little better next year, and even if you don't make the playoffs,
yeah,
it's still nothing because I mean, it was so shitty. Like if you just maybe average,
if we have a winning season, it's worth the hire.
Yeah,
we haven't had a winning season since 2015.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'll take that. I'm not looking for the fucking playoffs or the Super Bowl. I'm looking for more than 6 wins. That's the most we've had since Peyton left.
That is such a man, because that just brings it into with, like they talk about in Green Bay, because it's like Hackett's going to the Jets, and they're like, well, they're doing that to get Rodgers. Like, well, that's not how it works.
No, because
sure as fuck didn't work in Denver.
Denver's a better organization. It didn't work there.
But that was a weird thing to hear, that like the people in the league weren't blaming Hackett for the way that Denver is. Like it was fucked up, and there was some shit going on there that like nobody blames Hackett.
And it's weird because
it was just like
they played tremendously better when he was fired.
Yeah.
So it's weird that it was not put on him.
Yeah.
Super weird, because it I don't know. If you watch the last 2 games, significantly difference of what was going on.
And it might have been Russell Wilson just didn't like him, which is fine.
I think it was. I don't think that Hackett had enough balls to yell at him, to put him in his place, to be honest with you.
Didn't have the juice either.
Yeah, he had no, that's what I'm saying, credibility goes a long way. He didn't have any.
But that was like, well, Rodgers would want to go to, and the Jets have some nice parts if they had a quarterback, but it's like, and it's always that, well, that, he wouldn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just look at the fucking AFC.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go to the fucking AFC right now.
You're going to go in the division with Miami playing well, the Bills, and the Patriots, who always seem to compete.
And then not to mention the Bengals and the Chiefs.
I'm just talking about their actual division.
I understand
and then let alone,
and then just saying of like,
Bengals,
you're saying like,
Chiefs.
hey, this is a team that can make a run of like, first of all, your
division's tough.
Your division's tough as fuck. Of like, and the teams that you're talking about how tough they are.
Yeah.
That's not even the 2 teams that have been in the last 2 AFC Championship games.
Exactly.
That
Bengals,
are also
Chiefs.
25 years old and 26. I mean,
yeah. And I don't know. People say, oh, it would be great for him. We all know Rodgers hates young receivers.
Yeah.
That's all they have. Their receiving core, like Corey Davis, who is just kind of there, is their oldest receiver. He's only been in the league like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, that's just like you hired that. I don't think you hired him for that reason, but the media now thinks that that's the reason, and it's a weird reason.
Yeah, it's not. I think if he gets traded to I think he's going to fucking Vegas.
Oh,
if he gets traded.
Sure.
I think he's playing for the Packers.
Yeah.
For the most part, I weigh on that side, because that was the other one. Of like, as soon as Tom Brady retires, well, Aaron Rodgers can't retire. You don't want to be. You'd be in the same fucking Hall of Fame class.
Yeah.
Can Tom Brady?
Oh, he did retire though. Him, J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. I mean, Rodgers, Brady,
like,
Watt.
There's some guys that are like, fuck.
Yeah, how the hell
I'm not making it this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
2028. Fuck, I'm not stupid.
But I think, now Rodgers, you can say whatever you want about Josh, but you get Rodgers and Devontae back together, that's fucking different.
Yeah, big time.
Well, and that was because there's on Twitter, there's a question asked of like, what, whose football community does Aaron Rodgers play in next year?
Yeah,
and Devontae retweeted and said mine.
Mine.
Of like,
yeah. It's funny.
But yeah, that was, I think Denver, I think he can do a lot of good there.
Yeah.
I just,
I mean, I still love the tweet.
I think just have an open play at the playoffs. You're not winning the division.
No, you don't have to. No. Chargers made the playoffs. They didn't win the division.
No.
You don't have to win the division. You don't have to beat the Chiefs.
And they kept Staley, so there's a good chance you can be second in the division.
Yeah. That's why everybody's like, oh, you're going to beat. You don't have to beat the fucking Chiefs.
No.
You just have to beat the other 2 teams twice.
Yeah. Not a lot of teams that beat the Chiefs. Somehow the fucking Colts did.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was the Bengals and the Bills were the only teams that beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
there's other ways to make it. The easiest way is to win your division. But that's not the case here.
I'll tell you one that I like D'Amico to the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't the weird thing of like hire a coach, fire a coach.
Yeah.
Hire a coach, fire a coach.
Yeah.
Then hire a coach of like, hey man, like, do I get a fucking chance here? Or
he signed a 5-year contract. Yeah, still though.
I think he's the one that can stick. Of like, that's one of those things of, because they got to do something with quarterback and they got to do
It's honestly weird they didn't hire somebody offensively, but I think D'Amico was their number one choice all along. He's from there, played there.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's one of those ones of he'll bring somebody, you know, like the quarterback's coach or something from San Francisco.
That'll be his biggest mistake.
Yeah.
That'll be his biggest flaw.
Well, you got to get an offensive guy.
I know you do, but you, again, first-year head coach, I'm assuming he's going to call the defense.
Probably.
Your first-year head coach, get somebody who's done it before to call your offense.
But you can't.
Yeah,
That's who you getting.
I understand that, but find fucking somebody.
Well, it's got to be somebody without a job.
There's a lot of offensive coordinators got fired this year.
Well, I understand that because like a lot of people, if you don't know that, like you can't, you have to have permission to interview a coordinator. You can't, like the 49ers could shut them down on their offensive coordinator if he wanted to interview him.
Yeah.
But they can't shut him down for the quarterback coach.
And I get that.
Well, that's the rule.
Yes. No, I understand that.
Because they have to be an upward, it has to be an upward motion.
Yes.
So
I 100% get it.
They will get no interviews with any of his buddies that happen to be calling plays right now. So
and that's why, you know, there was a lot of guys who did get fired. Like, not saying that he would take that job, but the big one was Greg Roman. He hasn't been hired yet by anybody.
Yeah, it's because he's terrible.
He's not terrible.
Yeah.
He's not terrible.
Yeah.
He's not. But he's a good guy who's done it before. You were first-year head coach? Okay. Get somebody who's done it.
The bad thing is you're never going to get him.
No, you're not. But you...
Well, no, I mean, because you don't have anything for him to call.
Yeah.
You don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
You don't have, I mean, that's the issue why you're not going to get one of those guys, because Greg Roman would be a guy that's on a rehab assignment to get, you know, a better job of like.
Not saying he was perfect.
But you're a guy that get fired in 8 games.
Yes. Not saying he was perfect, but the guy who called the offense for the Titans, he's a young guy, offensive coordinator, only did it for a year or two. You know, done it before. He's still young. You may give him some space too. The guy from the Broncos who called the game the last 2 games, offense looked good. You scored 20-some points each game. He's a young guy. He did it last year for 2 games. It's a young guy you can get, but he's done it.
And being a copycat league, you could see a scenario where if they do shit copycat, like they could make a splash.
The Texans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they have number 2 and number 12.
Yep.
If you draft C.J. Stroud and then Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, well, you got Burrow and Chase, and you got ETN, and you know, it's like that's kind of a thing of, hey, if we're getting a rookie, let's give him one of his guys. So you could make a splash.
Yes, that way.
To kind of keep people happy.
Yeah. Another name, that Joe Brady, his quarterback's coach for the Bills. He did it. You know, not saying he was uber successful, also with the Panthers. Yep. Not great there. You know, somebody like that. I think
Joe Brady would be somebody. If the only reason I say the quarterback's coach, I think because he did interview him. It's just because you've been with him for a couple of years.
Yes, and I get that. And you kind of like what Kyle Shanahan does, but nobody can really do that except for people that were really around. Mike McDaniel's been around Kyle Shanahan since he was in Denver. Yeah. That he did the Mike Shanahan, then the Kyle Shanahan. So you can't, it's not always duplicated like that.
No.
Salah's trying. It didn't work out for Salah.
No.
He hired somebody from San Francisco to do it. Didn't work out.
Yeah, it usually works out on that tree of like they need to come up and be a head coach because that offensive strategy. Now, the only reason he would do it is because that offensive strategy would work out with the defense that he wants to play.
Yes.
Because it's very complimentary because you're running the fucking ball.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
But I could see that the way the Texans, and I'm not saying the Texans should do that.
No, but it's a way.
And I'm not saying that Njigba would even be available at that point in time. But it sounds like he might.
Yeah, because they think that he sucks.
They think that he sucks because he didn't play. So it's like, well, he's terrible.
Yeah.
But that could be a bookend thing that you could, you
pair
could do.
These two together, make them comfortable.
Yeah. I would imagine they'll draft Will Levis.
Yeah. Probably.
I don't understand why that guy gets so much shine. He's so fucking bad at football.
I know.
He's the greatest player ever. He's just like Josh Allen. Oh, you mean he's tall and white?
Yeah.
With a big arm? Is that
there's a lot of picks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
I don't understand that. Oh, wow. We talked about that last time. Like fucking Mel Kiper always sells out on a guy of like
Doucher.
Fucking why, man?
get it. Don't get it at all.
Oh, and that wasn't that. The other one was McShay was the one that's like, and Jig was not even a first rounder.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
He's drinking again?
Yeah, exactly. You're looking a little fat in the face there, McShay. Yeah, been hitting the old bottle. Oh, man.
Shit.
The Colts in the interviews carousel, man. Jesus Christ.
It is 100% like Chris Ballard cannot convince Jim Irsay to not hire Jeff Saturday. That's a fucking exactly what is going
doing.
on.
I'm bringing
Jim,
in
please.
everybody. Please, God, don't hire
Jim.
this guy. Jim wants to hire Jeff Saturday just to make it a point that I was right.
Yeah.
Fuck all you guys.
Yeah.
I can hire this guy. He's good.
Because that's another one of like, it was a funny one because obviously it was on McAfee's show talking about who they're going to get at quarterback or whatever. And Boston Connor was like, well, Matt Ryan hadn't retired.
Yeah.
He's like, you still owe him $30 million.
Yeah.
He's like, and it kind of, you could see it hit him like,
yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
Come on, Matt.
Yeah.
It's very obviously your fucking career is over.
Yeah, exactly. You're a $30 million backup.
Yeah. They're going to be the ones that draft Will Levis.
Probably.
Because it's just fucking terrible.
Yes.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Luck. Big and strong.
And it lacerated his
mayonnaise in his
spleen.
coffee like a fucking weirdo.
God, that's weird.
You ever think maybe that's why you can't throw?
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe that's... I love that when Mel Kiver's like, he's really going to impress at his pro days and stuff. When you see him in a T-shirt and shorts throwing the ball, he is going to be impressive. It's like, how about fucking pads and a helmet?
Yeah.
Because he's not impressive there.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Well, he plays for Kentucky. Of like, I don't give a fuck.
He sucked.
Usually the only teams that suck like that and are good, like, you can say that at Kyler, like, not Kyler Murray, but Patrick Mahomes sucked in fucking college.
Yeah.
But then look back and like, well, Cliff Kingsbury is a terrible fucking coach.
Yeah, exactly.
And how he even got in the NFL is still mind-boggling of like,
yeah.
But it's like, hey, usually like these guys that perform very well in the NFL from smaller programs that you say, oh, he just didn't get as much shine. It's like, usually lift their team to win some games or they score fucking 40 points and get, but their defense can't stop anybody. It's like, no, they're averaging like 12 points a fucking game, and he threw 10 interceptions in college.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
trying
that
to
is
throw
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Well, he's just trying to make plays for the other team.
Yeah.
I mean,
just give him the ball next time.
But then, then they'll shit out just like Zach Wilson, be like, I can't believe they didn't make it work. Really?
Yeah, you can't believe that.
Really? Because he was a third rounder before they had that one fucking off platform. Well, he can throw off platform better than anybody. It's like,
what about it on platform? In the pocket?
How about from the pocket?
Yeah. Yeah.
That still exists. Even though people don't play like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Still exists.
You just saw it this last weekend of like Patrick Mahomes threw from in the fucking pocket.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good at it.
Pretty good at it. Yeah.
No, you got to be able to run around and run 50 yards back and then throw it sidearm. Okay. Guess that works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been going for a while. We better end this thing.
All righty.
Let's get out of here.
WideSide!